Hello, it's the 16th day in July 2024, and I warmly welcome you to Nationwide. We are transmitting live from Abuja. I am Ogochkuka Ona. Rwandan President Paul Kagame is going for a fourth term in office. Electoral authorities say provisional results show Paul Kagame won more than 99% of the votes. Kagame has been in office for 3 decades. He contested against 2 challengers after the courts banned major opposition candidates. Now, the federal government, through the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has repatriated 190 Nigerians from the United Arab Emirates. The returnees were received at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, Tuesday morning by a combined team of government officials. The returnees were profiled and documented by the relevant agencies and sensitized to behave with decorum and responsibility on their return to Nigeria. Bashir Idris Garga, Director, North Central Zone of NEMA, urged all Nigerians, wherever they are or they may be, to act as exemplary ambassadors of their country, upholding the fundamental values of patriotism, rule of law, decency, and integrity. Now, as directed by President Bola Tinubu, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has engaged heads of security and intelligence agencies to review operational strategies in the South to curb security threats and improve oil production. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, who was at the Defense Headquarters venue of the crucial engagement, has details.
Crude oil is Nigeria's dominant source of revenue. Despite the importance of these resources, Nigeria loses trillions of naira to crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. In March 2023, for instance, Nigeria lost 65.7 million barrels of crude to oil theft. Worried by this unpatriotic act, President Bola Tinubu directed the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to review operational strategies in the Niger Delta.
Oil theft and vandalism have become a major national issue. We do have line of sight around what must be done, what should be done. Mr. President has directed the CDS to ensure that we contain this within the shortest frame of time so that we can restore national production to the level that Mr. President and our country is expecting. And to do this, it needs the coordination and cooperation of all armed forces.
What we are promising Nigerians is that henceforth, the entire South will be cleared of any acts of vandalism, criminality within the general area. The President has given us a mandate to ensure that we secure the entire South and to enable NNPC and other IOCs carry out their attacks so that we can have improved production. We're going to work together as a team. All the operations will be harmonized.
We accept that we have challenges, and we accept that we must all come together to solve these problems. So we need the cooperation of everybody. All agencies are collaborating. We need the cooperation of members of the public.
The Chief of Defense Staff stressed that results will manifest in 3 months. From the Defense Headquarters in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And now the Nigerian Air Force AH-1Z attack helicopters purchased by the federal government remain on track. This assurance was given during the first program management review meeting to track supply of the choppers. The AH-1Z helicopters will boost NAF's close air support and ground attack capabilities, enhancing its modernization efforts. The helicopters will also bolster the NAF's firepower and operational capabilities, particularly in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations. The AH-1Z helicopters are also expected to have a significant impact on Nigeria's ability to tackle security challenges and ensure the safety of its citizens. The successful implementation of the program management review will ensure a smooth transition and provide technical guidance to the NAF. And now the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tauri Lagbaja's Special Intervention Civil-Military Cooperation Project has been described as a noble strategic initiative with high success rates, which other organizations should emulate to improve the lives of people at the grassroots and enhance national development. This was at the inauguration of a 70,000-litre 3 solar-powered industrial borehole executed by Major General Hilary Nzang began at Alesi Community, Ikom local government area of Cross River State. Paul Abel completes the report.
This is Alesi community in Ikom local government area of Cross River State, and getting potable drinking water, especially in dry season, is a tug of war. But that is in the past now, with the inauguration of this solar-powered industrial borehole by the Chief of Army Staff, represented by the GOC 82 Division, Nigerian Army in Nugu.
The commissioning of this special intervention civil military cooperation project symbolizes the commitment of the Nigerian Army towards addressing the security challenges in our country through non-kinetic operations.
The project is aimed at supporting senior military officers of the Nigerian Army in execution of quick impact projects.
I must state that Major General Izang's efforts are true reflections of the Nigerian Army's commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of people we serve.
This is indeed visionary, innovative, and creative leadership that we yearn for in our society.
Very, very happy for this project because I've never seen it before.
This community shall benefit from this noble gesture of the Nigerian Army, courtesy of the Chief of Army Staff.
High point of the event was the conferment of chieftaincy title on the Chief of the Army Staff for being a leader of the people through his model of execution project, which is building confidence among the communities, their senior military officers, and the Nigerian Army. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And now talking education matters. No Nigerian public university is up for sale, says Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman. The clarification became necessary following pronouncements in certain quarters alluding sale of universities. Let's now join Zeret Dingmun for details.
Professor Maman says education remains one of the key areas of interest of the present administration. As such, there's need to create a formidable system that will produce the needed and capable manpower for the country's leadership and economic needs. Hence, collaboration with well-meaning partners to further enhance the system.
As we all know, this government has not shied away from reforms that this country needs. The private sector for decades now have played a major role in the provision of tertiary education. There are more than double private universities in Nigeria than public universities combined. What this government has done is to open up the tertiary education level, in particular, the universities for global competitiveness.
Meanwhile, the ministry has formally announced the release of the 2024 National Common Entrance Examination into federal unity colleges across the country and the Federal Government Academy, Suleja. Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Tanko Sununu, made this known while briefing newsmen in Abuja.
Only tool we can use in achieving that uniform eradication of poverty is when we prioritize our education. And Mr. President has done so, and we do hope that state governors will also queue in the same line so that we can save this Nigeria, our country, Nigeria.
He says the NCEE results constitute 71,291 registered candidates. 66,931 sat for the examination, while 4,360 were absent, with the highest obtained score of 203 and the lowest obtained score of 1 by 13 candidates. For the Federal Government Academy examination, 2,649 candidates registered, while 2,336 sat for the examination, with 313 absent. The highest score of 180 and the lowest score of 5 were recorded. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
In the meantime, in a bid to prepare the children in public schools in Kwara State for future careers that comply with latest ICT knowledge, the State Universal Basic Education Board, in collaboration with the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, established digital literacy centers in selected schools across the 16 local government areas in the state. Khadijat Akombi examines the impact of the centers on the beneficiaries.
An act of pressing it, holding it down, and release with your finger, and releasing it is what we call clicking.
The digital literacy centers are expected to inculcate ICT knowledge in the children to prepare them for success in various fields. In the future, the executive chairman, Kwara State Universal Basic Education Board, Professor Shehu Rahim Adaramaja, explained that adequate equipment have been put in place to ensure that the centers are functional at all times.
Each of the centers were equipped with a inverter, computer system, furniture, fan, and solar panel to ensure that even without light, without a regular electric supply, the solar panel in that center can easily provide power the system for children to learn.
NTA News Crew visited some of the centers located across the 3 central districts in Kwara State, and the children in the various benefiting schools were met taking their computer lessons.
I know how to open the document, I know how to type, I know how to save.
I know how to open the computer and I know how to type it.
They are learning from the beginning. None of them have been familiar with this before. So it's very difficult for them, but they are trying their best by catching up.
Our pupils use the ICT, and now most of them, or let me say, almost everybody are able to operate the computer gradually.
I want to encourage those schools for which these things have been established to make adequate and proper use of the materials. And I want the officials of SUBEB to do proper monitoring.
If the digital literacy centers are established in more public schools across the state, the children in the public schools will further develop essential skills that will enhance their career prospects, which will prepare them for success in various fields. Khadijat Akombi, NTA News.
And still talking ICT, which is the in thing now, Khadijat Akombi is standing by to give us up to speed on the digital literacy in Kwara State. Hello, Khadijat. A very good afternoon to you. You are to give us an update, and you have been a part of this success story. So what do you think the efforts of the government in this direction, do you think it is yielding the positive results?
Thank you, Ogochukwuka. Exactly, it is yielding the positive results. I'm standing right in front of the digital literacy training center at Buranuddin Primary School in Ilorin. Presently, we have about 40.
All right, we may get back to her because of network issue. We may get back to her in the course of the bulletin. We sincerely apologize. Now, the Tinkan Island Command of the Nigeria Customs Service says the total value of 1 trillion naira of commercial goods exported from the port within 6 months is as a result of enhancing the existing operational process to conform with the floating exchange rate regime. The controller, Dera Nandi, explained that adopting technology has simplified operations while facilitating trade. Michael Olaleye reports.
The volume of trade carried out here gives credence to why Tinkan is the second business port in the country. And the customs, guided by the universal mantra of engaging new partners, is effectively using instruments like non-standard VIM valuation application and pre-arrival assessment reports (PAR) to not only mitigate cargo delay, but ensure that trade is symbiotic, even financially. This explained why within 6 months, about 600 billion naira was generated, representing 211.13% increase from last year.
We have also improved on our manifest. We have introduced advanced manifest and selectivity engine by automating our transair. We have improved our risk management efficiency system, and we have upped our game.
In the area of anti-smuggling, the command attributed the complementary role of 100% physical examination to the seizure of notable consignments like the 1,072 kilogram of cannabis indica intercepted in the first part of the year.
All our efforts should be geared towards encouraging trade and establishing a healthy relationship for investors' confidence in our economy.
While stressing readiness to keep the port busy with legitimate trade, the controller acknowledged the indispensable role of stakeholders within the community. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokpobiri, has again reiterated federal government's determination to step up crude production towards sustainable energy security and supply. Lydia Sampson has details.
A solidarity visit from the home front for Heineken Lokpobiri is considered an accolade in the federal government's ongoing efforts towards transforming the petroleum sector, with their son playing a key role. Receiving the leaders from his constituency, led by Senator Henry Siriake Dixon, a former governor of Bayelsa State, Bayelsa West Senatorial District, the minister said it is heartwarming that achievements under the Renewed Hope administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being acknowledged.
What is more important to me is, His Excellency Senator Dixon recognizing and thanking Mr. President for finding the only HR man in this cabinet. We are about 40-something ministers, but I'm the only HR man. Goes to show your leadership, as a senator representing at the highest political office holder in the senatorial district.
The people of Bayelsa South Senatorial District have expressed their commitment to partnering with the federal government in the key objective of ramping up crude oil production.
We are aware that you are about implementing a system that will promote transparency in our productions and sales. And I read about something you are doing that the president has approved for you to cap the gas flares in the Niger Delta. So we wish you the best.
They agreed that collaboration is vital towards achieving greater energy prosperity for Nigeria. Heineken Lokpobiri says the visit has not only provided moral support, but assured him of the potential for even greater accomplishment, reinforcing the national determination to drive forward and achieve shared goals for the petroleum sector and beyond. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Yes, I understand the internet connectivity is now friendly. Let's now return to Ilorin to join Khadijat Akombi for an update on the literacy initiative in the States. Over to you, Khadijat. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ogochukwuka. I'm standing right within the premises of Burhanuddin Primary School, a public primary school in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. About 40 digital training centers like this one behind me have been established across public primary and senior secondary schools across the state. Many of the stakeholders are excited about the development, and for them, the digital literacy training centers is a development that will build a
I'm afraid we have to disengage at this point. Sincere apologies. It's network issues. I guess it's the weather. Now, moving on, with the cooperation of market women and other traders in the country, efforts by the current administration to address current hike in the prices of commodities will soon yield results. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, stated this during a visit to the Oba of Lagos, Oba Ridwan Akiolu, at his palace. She shares the challenges confronting the economy, though daunting, are not unsurmountable and already receiving sincere attention attention from the government. Appreciating Oba of Lagos and other traditional rulers in the country for support, the First Lady encouraged Nigerians not to despair but continue to pray for the leaders. Oba Akiolu, while praying for the success of the current administration, applauded the First Lady for her support, citing her numerous interventions in promoting social security in the country. The monarch called for more reforms in tax administration and admonished Nigerian youths to abstain from drug abuse. The First Lady was accompanied on the visit by wives of state governors in the Southwest. The House of Grace community has taken its annual medical outreach to Jahi community in Abuja. Kama reports that more than 200 people, including the physically challenged, benefited from the visit.
I'm here at the House of Grace annual community and medical outreach, where hundreds of people have gathered to benefit from the free health screening, cervical screening, breast screening, and other forms of support. This event is held annually in honor of Barrister Mrs. Grace Izenyon.
We impact the lives of people in local communities, and we have partnerships with several organizations and hospitals. We have a partnership with a local hospital, we have partnership with Medicaid. So people that are flagged today will get free further tests in those places, and we have paid for all of that already.
This is the 6th edition of the outreach in the FCT, and the organizers say their intention is to reach out to the people, especially in the rural areas. They distributed clothes, foods, and education packs to the less privileged and physically challenged persons.
We don't even know whether cancer exists or whether you can even test cancer, but through this program we are able to know and benefit from. And so we are learning with the help of interpreters.
Nigeria is wide enough. Let's go in there and get people, give them help, provide basic needs for them. It will go a long way.
The House of Grace team is committed to making a difference in the lives of the needy. As they give back to the community, they also urge others to join and make a positive impact in Abuja. Kama, NTA News.
Salamatu in Kaduna has the next set of reports on Nationwide Today. Hello, Salamatu. You're on.
Welcome to Kaduna. Trust, humility, adaptability, empathy, professionalism, and decisiveness in action have been described as key characteristics possessed of a leader for efficiency in the discharge of duties and responsibility in line with the customs and tradition in the armed forces. Haruna Muhammad reports that this forms the crux of a paper delivered by the chairman, Air Peace Limited, Dr. Allen Onyema, to students of Course 46 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College.
Senior Course 46 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College Jaji, including allied participants, are assembled for resource sharing with commanders of the tri-services.
Quite proud of what Air Peace stands for in this country.
This time around, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace Limited presented a paper with a team leading by example, instilling trust and confidence in subordinates. He outlined trust, confidence, expertise, and proficiency in one's role, as well as taking responsibility for all outcomes and actions as key in effective leadership and actualization of national duties.
How leading by example enhances confidence. And we talked about competence. You have to show competence. And how do you show competence?
He acknowledged the armed forces for their role and sacrifice in ensuring the unity of Nigeria, calling on Nigerians to be steadfast and see diversity as a strength of the country. Were questions and answers as part of feedback mechanism for the lectures.
They must always, provide the necessary leadership in their places of work. Exuding the right professionalism expected of them at all times. And the truth is that we believe in our military in this country. It's a resilient military. It's a military that is fighting all odds to keep our country, safe and peaceful.
As a law practitioner and a successful businessman, the AP's chief urged Nigerians to eschew all forms of differences and come together in patriotism for a prosperous Nigeria, exemplified in the armed forces. From the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Away from Jaji, the federal government is designing a program that will provide skills training opportunities for 7 million youths. Minister of State for Youth, Ayodele Olawode, who disclosed this at the World Youth Skills Day and exhibition in Kano, explained that 200 beneficiaries are to be selected from each of the nation's 774 local government areas. Abdullahi Mustafa has the details.
The 2024 World Youth Skills Day in Kano also served as a national skills exhibition platform. It was used by fabricators and other young innovators to display their talents. Kano State Government, in partnership with UNESCO and other development organizations, hosted the exhibition to promote creativity and innovation amongst Nigerian youth. Minister of State for Youth Development Ayodele Olawode disclosed that 7 million Nigerians are to undergo intensive training on various skills.
It is time now for us to go back and engage ourselves properly, that not until when you go to school that you become a big man.
That the white-collar job market is saturated. A better way of providing such opportunities is through skills acquisition.
Kano State Government, Governor Bakabir Yusuf disclosed, is working towards actualizing a project to establish technical colleges across the 44 local government areas. This is in addition to reopening of 26 closed-down skills training institutes to create more opportunities. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
And that completes our packet from here. You're still watching Nationwide. It's time to pause for a break, and thereafter, Nationwide will continue in Enugu Network Center.
The government of Nigeria warns vandals of national assets, electricity transmission towers, cables and other facilities to desist from this act of sabotage. Vandalism is a serious crime punishable under the law. Vandalizing electrical equipments will affect millions of Nigerians, including your loved ones. Remember that national assets belong to all of us, hence the need to protect them. Report all cases of suspicious movement around electrical facilities to security agencies. When you see something, say something. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in collaboration with the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, Office of the National Security Advisor.
Conversations with royal fathers of the nation on the NTA Tuesday Live on 16 July 2024. Governance, national cohesion, and relationship between the traditional rulers and subnational governments will lead the discussion. NTA Tuesday Live on the wings of nation building. It promises to be incisive and educative as ever. Join us.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
I'm your game master. So right about now, let's have Bukumi and let's have Ozzy. I like a big dash. As credit alert. House. A big car. Mention a condition you might give someone in order to forgive them. Shower me with gift.
Apology.
Sure, take me out. Name a great favorite snack to have while watching a movie?
Hot dog.
NTA News. First with the news. Authentic and reliable.
Welcome to Enugu. The United Nations has shown interest in partnering Enugu state government in enhancing the needed development in line with its 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The UN President and Humanitarian Coordinator Nigeria, Mohammed Malik, made this known during a walking visit to Governor Mbah of Enugu State. The report is hereby presented.
The United Nations Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator extolled the infrastructural development in Enugu State, noting that his visit is driven by the vision and extraordinary leadership of the governor, which has touched some key sectors as agriculture, education, renewable energy, security, job creation, among others.
I've seen a leader who have the commitment. I have seen the leader who have the heart for his people. I have seen a leader who has the intellect, master the figure, knows in and out the data. In few minutes, I have seen exactly what I was looking for.
Dr. Peter Mbah, who reiterated the state government's commitment to reposition the state through people-oriented policies and programs, said the focus is on health, education, agriculture and water sectors, so as to eradicate poverty and provide a conducive environment for businesses to thrive.
Aligning our goals with that of the United Nations, we felt that we should make sure that every child in this state has access to quality learning.
The UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator promised to continue to communicate with the state government to tap from its model of leadership and vision for emulation by other African leaders. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
The people of Enugu West Senatorial District are assured of effective representation through infrastructural development, provision of adequate security, quality education, and empowerment. The assurance came from Senator Osita Ngu, representing the area at the National Assembly in a town hall meeting held in Ogu, Enugu State. The report is here presented.
The town hall meeting was convened by the senator representing Enugu West Senatorial Zone at the National Assembly to give account of his stewardship to the people and to chart the way forward for the zone. Speaking on the theme, laying the foundation for a brighter future, Senator Osita Ngu, who doubles as the Senate's minority whip, enumerated his achievements after 1 year in office.
We have had several meetings with the governor on how to solve the intersecting situation in our place, especially kidnapping. We will be supporting our own neighborhood work with infrastructure whenever we can be able to do that.
The senator dwelt on development in agriculture, security, scholarship programs, humanitarian initiative, sports development in the zone, among others. He disclosed that plans are underway to install solar lights establish training and skills acquisition centers, JAMB registration and examination centers, assuring that his developmental projects will cut across every ward of his senatorial district. The town hall meeting provided the opportunity for the people to make recommendations.
We were overwhelmed by what we saw. Even before he called us here, we knew his antecedents. He has performed beyond expectations.
Enugu West Senatorial Zone is made up of Aniri, Ogu, Eziagu, Oji River, and Udi local government areas. In Enugu, Chiegono Aro, NTA News.
And that's a package from here. Ogotukuka in Abuja will take it up from here.
Thank you, Comfort. Now, the Senate and House of Representatives today suspended plenary and other parliamentary activities to mourn the death of Representative Ekene Abubakar Adams, who died in the early hours of Tuesday at the age of 39. Until his death, Ekene Adams represented Chikun Kajuru Federal Constituency from Kaduna State and was the chairman, House Committee on Sports. Lawmakers in both chambers of the National Assembly observed a minute silence as a mark of respect for the late lawmaker. The presiding officers expressed shock at losing another lawmaker 6 days after the death of Representative Olaide Akinremi of Oyo State.
He was deeply involved in generating support and funding for Nigerian Olympians at the forthcoming Paris Olympics. In fact, the House was meant to receive the Nigerian delegation today before the tragic news of his passing reached us.
The sudden demise of Honorable Adams occurred at the early hours of today, 16th day of July, 2024, after a prolonged illness. Because of this tragedy, the Senate will not continue proceedings today.
Adams was one-time general manager of Remo Stars Football Club in Ogun State before contesting and winning the House of Reps election on the platform of the Labour Party in 2023. He becomes the fourth member to pass on in the life of the 10th House of Representatives. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu commiserates with the National Assembly and the Kaduna State government over the passing of Ekene Abubakar Adams, a lawmaker representing Chikun Kajuru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State in the House of Representatives. The president also extends his condolences to the family and friends of the late lawmaker, urging them to find solace in the Almighty and in the legacy of the deceased. President Tinubu prays for the repose of the soul of the departed lawmaker and strength to his family. And earlier, the Senate Committee on Finance met with heads of key ministries and agencies of government as it sought more effective strategy to revamp the economy. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
This meeting between the legislature and executive is crucial, as both are determined to formulate and inject right prescription to put Nigeria's economy on a steady growth trajectory. The Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited brought with him some good news. Nigeria's main revenue-earning commodity, the crude oil, is set to hit 2 million barrels per day production level.
And we're very optimistic that by December, this country will be net exporter. That means combination of production coming from us and also from the Dangote refinery and other smaller producing companies that we know are in line to do this.
I've come to realize that the easiest way for Nigeria to come out of its economic problems is through the oil and gas sector.
The custodian of the nation's treasury, the Central Bank of Nigeria, points to rising inflation and foreign exchange rate fluctuations as areas of concern, but that these two, according to emerging indicators, will be moving downwards.
We cannot delink ourselves from the larger global economy. And some of these challenges are what other economies, both developed and developing, are going through at the moment.
From the Minister of Budget and National Planning comes the assurance that government is working to avoid disruptions as it implements the 2024 budget.
Negotiations with the Nigerian Labour Congress has been ongoing to ensure that there is no further disruption in the economy. Interventions to support the vulnerable and the weak have been ongoing.
We have had negativities in the economy, and now we are trying to bring the positivities to work.
The lawmakers and policymakers re-echoed appeals to Nigerians to support government as it strategizes to keep the economy on track. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
A new media outfit, the Global Television, is seeking support and collaboration of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, as a big brother in the industry, especially in the area of programming. Dennis Temple has the report.
The Nigerian Television Authority usually engages with the public where issues of mutual interest are discussed. One of such meetings is the one between Global Television and the management of NTA. Ibrahim Biu is the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Television. He says NTA is a national television station that has a global network with which everybody reckons with. Therefore, their visit is aimed at synergizing with the organization and to tap from its wealth of experience and professionalism.
NTA is a very important organization in this country, particularly in media industry. No private station in Nigeria that can come without coming to NTA for support, for assistance, for cooperation, and other logistics that can help us. Training is there, marketing strategies is there.
The Executive Director News of the NTA describes NTA as an organization that operates an open-door policy, hence its doors are opened to members of the public, including the Global Television, especially in its guests on current affairs programs.
There are rules, standard broadcast rules that must be followed. I want to enjoin you to toe that path because that is what has been sustaining the NTA, and since we came in, we have tried as much as possible to rekindle that professionalism that NTA is known for in line with global best practices.
Global Television is a new media outfit that's expected to begin transmission in the coming days on the StarTimes platform on Channel 265. In Abuja, Dennis Temple, NTA News.
Thank you, Dennis. Now we'll be going over to Makurdi, and Susan is on set now to give us reports there.
In Makurdi, the Benue State government is to fine-tune modalities for the integration of internally displaced persons in ensuring their self-reliance in the area of micro-employment opportunities. This is as the state government is engaging the United Nations High Commission of the program in the state. Elias Itiab has more.
One of the priority areas of the present administration is the resettlement of internally displaced persons to their ancestral lands, empowering them with self-reliant entrepreneurship skills and their overall welfare. The model being driven by the state government under the support of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees is to ensure that these categories of persons are no longer a burden to the society, but to become agents of change and economic catalysts. The proposal by the Benue Investment and Property Company, BIPC, targets to provide sustainable and long-term solutions to challenges of refugees, IDPs and vulnerable persons in areas of access to resources, psychosocial and entrepreneurship. Country representative of the UNHCR, Ajin Jain, commended the commitment of the state government in supporting IDPs and refugees and encouraged BIPC to prioritize business endeavors that could make significant impacts on the lives of the displaced persons. The proposal for the support initiative is to be submitted by BIPC to the office of the UNHCR for further consideration. In Makurdi, Elias Itiaf, NTA News.
The Tortiv Ochiviri Professor James Ayatse has pledged the support of Benue State Area Traditional Council towards ensuring a peaceful and progressive administration at all levels of government. to change the narrative in the nation. Professor Ayate made the pledge when the Deputy Governor of Benue State, Sam Ode, led a delegation to pay him homage at his palace in Gboko. Simbiat Agbaji reports.
Members of the delegation led by the Deputy Governor Sam Ode include the representative of Nigeria's First Lady, wife of Speaker of the House of Representatives, Hajia Fatima Abbas, and the Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Joel Salifu. Sam Ode thanks the Toti for his hospitality, which is the hallmark of traditional leadership.
Your Majesty, may you live longer. May your reign be more peaceful and prosperous. Amen.
The Toti, Professor James Ayate, thanked the Deputy Governor for leading the delegation to his palace and lauded the commitment of the House of Representatives towards development of the country.
Making the necessary legislation that will lead the executive arm to do the needful, to take us where we should be. On this occasion, I want to pledge the support of the Chief Area Traditional Council, the support of my subjects, the support of the people of Benue State.
He expressed hope for the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to pull the country out of its present challenges. From Gboko local government area in Benue State, Simbiat Agbaji, NTA News.
And that does it from Makurdi. It's back to Ugochukwuka in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Each ethnicity is unique, we have more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthened in unity, we know they carry life.
Together live the dream of a land with great destiny.
We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Conversations with royal fathers of the nation on the NTA Tuesday Live on 16 July 2024. Governance, national cohesion, and relationship between the traditional rulers and subnational governments will lead the discussion. NTA Tuesday Live on the wings of nation building. It promises to be incisive and educative as ever. Join us.
Meet lovebirds Jayola and Adama Davies. Their dream of living together as man and wife has finally been fulfilled.
The latest couple in town, hey! Mr. and Mrs. Jaye Davies!
But an invasion by their troublesome families was not a scenario they bargained for. Her mother moves in. His mother shows up with his little niece. Then her younger sister joins the scramble.
You want to stay?
Married life suddenly becomes very complicated even before it started. Follow their story on this channel as they confront every challenge as it comes. Family forever. The story of our lives.
The federal government of Nigeria warns vandals of national assets, electricity transmission towers, cables and other facilities to desist from this act of sabotage. Vandalism is a serious crime punishable under the law. Vandalizing electrical equipment will affect millions of Nigerians, including your loved ones. Remember that national assets belong to all of us, hence the need to protect them. Report all cases of suspicious movement around electrical facilities to security agencies. When you see something, say something. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in collaboration with the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, Office of the National Security Advisor.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now, persons with disabilities in the Federal Civil Service have met with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Equal Opportunities and Special Needs, Mohammed Abba Issa, to take stock on issues that affect persons with disabilities and look at access to employment opportunities into the civil service. Ngufan Shaje Ugwani reports that members of the Association of Persons with Disabilities stressed the need for a harmonized structure and more collaborative efforts from the various disability clusters in addressing their concerns.
The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying in fulfilling the obligation to make sure that persons with disability are carried out in all the civil service. That is the essence of the meeting. It's just to guide their conduct and to tell them that government of the day, they are together with them, and government of the day, they will continue giving them their welfare, even when they retire, whatever they will be applicable to anybody is working in the civil service, it is also going to be applicable to the person with disability. Equal opportunity, that's why I give them that 100% assurance.
We bring issue from them, look from the blind, from the physical challenge, I'll be like that. All of us we work together as one, and then we move, we see the progress we can make.
The Senior Special Assistant also urged the executives of the Federal Civil Service Association to stay committed towards ensuring an inclusive environment for all its members. Osun State Government and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding on project monitoring and evaluation as part of measures to curb corruption in the state. Governor Ademola Adeleke and the chairman of ICPC, Musa Aliyu, both signed the MOU at the Government House in Osogbo. Femi Afariogun reports.
A landmark step by Osun State Government as it formalized commitment to a partnership aimed at combating corruption and ensuring transparent governance. The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding is a testament to the state government's resolve to strengthen institutional frameworks against corrupt practices.
Our government is today demonstrating this political will by entering into partnership with the ICPC on project monitoring and evaluation.
ICPC believes the agreement represents a unified front in the fight against corruption.
Our collaboration with Osun State government is a testament of this belief. Together, we will galvanize support, implement necessary preventive measures, and adopt a more effective strategy in our battle against corruption. This partnership is aligned with the President's 8-point agenda of improved governance for effective service delivery.
With this agreement, Osun State is poised to set a new standard in the fight against corruption and is expected to yield significant results, reinforcing the state government's commitment to good governance and accountability. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Next on the lineup is Sports Updates with Olumide Eguntola.
Nigeria's Super Falcons are set to play reigning Olympic champions Canada in a preparatory game Wednesday. The team is currently camped in Sevilla, Spain in preparation for the upcoming Olympic Games later this month. This is Super Falcons' first appearance at the Olympics since 2008, and they'll be looking forward to make an impact at the competition this time, even though they are in the same group with Brazil, Japan, and Spain, who are all in top 10 in FIFA rankings. Both teams met in the last FIFA World Cup in 2023, and Nigeria ran out with a 1-1 draw in a game dominated by Canada. The Nigerian ladies will play their first game at the Olympics against Brazil on the 25th of July. In basketball, 6 women basketball teams featured at the 4th edition of Dr. D.K. Olukoya Women's Basketball Championship, which ended Monday at the Indoor Sports